Hello, Proforma family. I'm Brian Roney, and together with my lovely wife, Hannah, we are excited to welcome you to the Ignite series, a show brought to you by your Proforma family's favorite recipes.
Welcome to Country Low Boil Dinner Night. Tonight's theme comes from our first dish, the Covington Country Low Boil, brought to us by Clay Covington, our owner from Jacksonville, Florida, and his wife, Corinne. Clay, Corinne, thank you so much for being here. Now, what can you tell us about this dish?
This dish has been being made at least 2 to 3 times a year. Always in end of January, 1st of February, it's actually made for one of my customers that brings anywhere between 25 to 30 people to a lodge in Alabama. And it's been a tradition for the last 14 years for them. And I actually made it last week at my father's cabin in Tennessee for everybody in his neighborhood. And hopefully it'll turn out really good for everybody here today.
Well, we can't wait for you to show us what you've got. Chef D, let's boil it up.
Now, first I'm just gonna get some shrimp in. But while I do that, because you guys can tell we've got some things going on ahead because it's very particular. We got a certain way you got to do the steps so everything comes out good. And oh my goodness, we don't even have the shrimp in there. It smells good. I'm going to add the shrimp. Clay, would you like to walk us through what we have already here going?
There's potatoes in here. There is sausage, uncooked sausage is in here. There's corn on the cob in here. There's lemons, onions. I prefer new potatoes is much better than just regular potatoes. And it's all about the time. So I suggest that if you do decide to make this, that you have someone that has either a clock with a minute hand or a watch with a minute hand, or your wife that carries around something with a minute hand on it that tells you when to put stuff in at a certain time, or it's not going to turn out right, especially the shrimp. So,
and don't forget your crab boil.
And the crab boil, the best that I have found is the Zatarain crab boil, and it comes in its own packet. You don't have to worry about how much spice. It comes in its own bag. It doesn't come apart. You just put it in and boil it.
Amazing.
And the shrimp needs to be in here for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. And they'll come out nice and pink, just like that right there.
All right, we're gonna let this go a few more minutes, and then we're gonna come back, and you guys are gonna see exactly how we serve this up.
All right, here we go. That good?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow, look at that.
That's the way to do it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
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 Cheers, family.
Well, that's good.
I'm dancing.
Very good.
You won the Bangin' Award from Chef D. That's a Bangin'
amazing.
Award for sure.
You guys enjoy. If you try it, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, well, Clay, I can see why this dish is definitely a point of pride for you. It's absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing and showing us exactly how it's done.
Our next dish, Durban bunny chow, originates from South Africa. Lance Darwin, one of our support center team members from Tampa, Florida, brought us this tasty recipe.
Well, Lance, I'm excited to try something new. Chef D, let's chef it up.
So the first thing we're gonna do when we start, we actually have a spice mix.
Ooh.
That we have a cinnamon stick in there, star anise is in there as well, fennel seeds, whole coriander seeds, also cardamom. So, I should have mentioned we do have some vegetable oil in here already. So that's what's gonna help us toast. And at the same time, we're gonna put our garlic and onions.
Oh yeah.
All right. And we're gonna let that sweat a little bit. Another thing we have here is garam masala.
So, what's garam masala?
Garam masala is a type of curry mix. So here we have some stew meat. This is beef.
Could you use a different type of meat?
What I found now the recipe says lamb or beef, right? And the research I did with it, mutton was also a very traditional thing with the bone in, and mutton is we have lamb, but a lamb is a sheep, it's a baby, so mutton's when it's older.
Okay.
Especially the ones that have like some bone in it, which might be harder to eat, but you get a lot of good flavor that way. And once we add the meat, we have some more spices going in. You got
Nice.
done, guys.
There's the
Can't
bay
get
leaf.
enough.
There we got the bay leaves, right? So our
Yes.
curry leaves, aren't these curry leaves beautiful? It's been harder to find nowadays for me, but if you can find fresh bay leaves, oh, it's a whole nother game changer. And we got some ground ginger and a little salt as well. Then we have some diced tomatoes as well. This is gonna give us a lot of our liquid when we cook it. Those are gonna go in. Now what's great at this point, you can hear it. You see how it kind of changes
gonna
the sound?
say, yeah, it
All
changed the
that
sound.
liquid's in there now. So if we had a lot of stuff sticking to the bottom of the pan, now would be a time, you guys see I use a lot of the recipes we use a flat wooden spoon. That'd be a good time to come in and scrape all that. So at this point, usually you would cover this and let it simmer. And then after some time is when we would put the diced potatoes.
Okay.
Because we want everything to come together good and not be just like
Mushy.
just mushy potatoes,
Yeah.
especially if you mix it a lot and then everything's gone and everything.
I've made
So-
that mistake before.
So we're just gonna keep our potatoes there and stuff. We're gonna switch this with another one we have.
Oh.
Ooh la la.
And you'll
Look
see
at
it's
that.
cooked down, it's gotten very thick. That's a big thing. This is supposed to be a stew, it's not a soup. There you see we got the potatoes, all the onions,
Oh,
the
yeah.
aromatics,
Nice.
all the aromatics. If you say you didn't want to have all that stuff that you can't eat, the star anise and the cinnamon stick, you could put in a little cheesecloth, make a little sachet is what we call in French cooking. But you know what? I
Nice.
love
Check
keeping
that
it
out.
rustic.
Oh yeah.
A little cilantro on top.
Nice.
It's my favorite.
And then I've seen that they serve it with a side of what's called sambal. So it's grated carrot and chopped up green chilies that they soaked in vinegar, which makes sense because you have such a rich dish to have something vinegary to kind of cut it with.
You make it look so pretty.
Right?
I know.
We do try here in the Proforma family cooking. Now you're going with forks, nah, dude. I'm doing it straight up.
Going with
No,
the,
we going
the
in
traditional.
there, dude. Get in there, guys.
All right.
Don't mind if I do.
I might do a hybrid approach here. Half man, half
It's a little
fork.
hot.
All right.
Now I know you're not big
Oh,
with
wow.
lamb, but I would love this with lamb.
Well, this was delicious. So Lance, thank you so much for bringing the flavors of South Africa right here to our home. And thanks again to everyone who has shared a recipe with us so far. I hope you all are enjoying them as much as we are. Cheers.